Lagoon Radio.
It is a beautiful morning to you all. Welcome to the Health Cafe here on Lagoon Radio. And this is wishing everyone Happy New Year. Happy New Year 2022. How you all doing? Hope you had a fulfilled year 2021. And we hope that you have a fun-filled, blessed year 2022. My name is Olabisi Simidele. Okay, I'll be your host on this show, and I'm not here alone. I'm here with some angels. Yeah, I'm actually here with some angels, and we'll be doing this show together today. And I'm here with Ariola Olumakaiye Ajanoku. Use your mouth to introduce yourself by yourself.
I've been introduced already. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the show.
Okay, then I also have two other people here with me. You know, they actually behaving like original, but it's needed. They're original. They are trying for their ages. Excuse me, can you just introduce yourself briefly?
I thought insulting us.
No, I'm not. Okay, I'm sorry. From the depth of my heart.
Let's just forgive her. She knows what we're capable of doing.
Yeah.
Good morning once again, beautiful people of Lagos. It's good to be on this show. This is my first time on this your health show.
Yeah, please. Your name.
Oh. My name is Taiwo Adiola.
Shabiolegbe Taiwo Adiola.
And you too, madam.
Good morning, Lagos. Good morning, Nigeria. It's my first time on the show too.
Aww.
Yeah. Okay, so my name is Jennifer Jibril.
AKA Jennifer Yubi.
AKA Jennifer
Jibril.
Jibril. Okay, so let me just welcome everyone once again to this show, and thank you for honoring my invite. You know, I had to push them, and all of that. I had to toast them as well. But I'm not buying them lunch anyway. They just have to be here because of the topic we'll be discussing today. It's actually a very sensitive one, and which has to do with everyone. No one is left out. And our topic for today we'll be discussing is mental health. It's about mental health, and the thing is just that you see this issue of mental health. It's been reoccurring. Like, you hear people talk about mental health here and there, and we still don't see any difference. We still don't see any improvement. Let me put it that way. And that was why I actually had to throw shades at Shab and Jennifer at the start of this show. And the thing is just that I just want us to pick up something from there, and I want us to learn something from there, that no matter what life throws at you, even no matter what anyone throws at you, and you might feel down because you might not expect such things from that person, no matter what that person throws at you, just don't allow that to weigh you down. You know, you have to develop this kind of shock absorber, you know, emotionally, behaviorally, and all aspects of your life.
AKA thick skin.
AKA thick skin. And that's what we want to discuss today. But before we go into our discussion proper, it's actually going to be interactive. You know, everyone will actually put mouth. Let me put it that way. Everyone will actually be involved. You shook mouth inside. You know, mental health, we're talking about mental health. What is mental health? Mental health is a behavioral, emotional, and cognitive well-being. And it's all about how people think. It's all about how people feel. It's all about how people behave. And people sometimes use the term mental health to mean the absence of mental disorder. Sometimes in quote. So, and mental health can affect your daily living. It can affect your relationships. It can affect your physical health as well. Don't say, oh, it's only emotional, it can't affect my physical health. There was a time I was actually making a research on cancer, and I got to discover that one of the things that actually catalyzes the effect of cancer in women is emotional abuse, emotional stress. So once you are going through emotional stress, forget it. You are at a risk. So that's the way it is. So generally, mental health affects your physical health as well. There are times you'll be feeling headache and you feel, oh, if I use Panadol, I'll be fine. Or if I use, and you keep using Panadol, you keep using Panasharp, using everything, still you're not fine. And that headache, all you needed to do was to just relax, be calm, rest. You might even take a nap. There are times I'll be going through, I'll be feeling headache personally, and I'll just take like maybe 5 minutes nap. And I'm fine, I'm good to go. Your body will feel refreshed again. So that's the way it is. So, but the thing is, looking after mental health can preserve someone's ability to enjoy life if you look after your mental health. And doing this involves reaching a balance between your life activities, your responsibilities, your efforts to achieve psychological resilience. So, and like I said earlier, conditions such as stress, depression, anxiety can affect one's mental health and disrupt your personal routine. So basically, now I'm going to ask us. Now, personally, I've said my own definition of mental health. Jennifer, what's your own definition of mental health? Like, if you say maybe someone is suffering from mental health issues, what's your own definition?
My definition of mental health issues, like you put it, is anything that is going to disrupt my regular thinking, anything that would give me any form of anxiety, that would cause me to panic, anything that would make me uneasy as soon as it drops in my head. It could be something that is fun for some other persons, but it causes me a high level of stress. That is a mental health issue. So what I'm trying to say is basically it could be relative.
Yeah.
So what affects you positively could affect me negatively, depends on my previous experiences with that thing.
That
So
thing.
yeah.
Oh, okay. Thank you so much, Shab.
Okay, so I'll just back what you have said up. But mental health has to do with the way you think and how you can undo stress. And it's very, very important at every stage of our life, from childhood to being an adolescent, and of course through adulthood. It affects anybody and at any point in time. So it actually helps us to also it helps it talks about how you can handle stress
Yeah.
and how you can relate with others, and of course make your own choices. You don't have to go with the masses all the time. You
Yeah.
can always stand and speak for yourself.
Yeah, make your own choices. I think I actually I actually pin into that. Make your own choices, because everyone has some risk or the other of developing mental health disorder, no matter your age, no matter your gender, no matter your income, no matter how much you earn. Sometimes I think last week I posted something on my WhatsApp status of this former, was it Miss USA or something, that committed suicide and
Suicide.
2 other people. Would you say they don't have money? Would you say their income is not
They
okay?
have money.
They have, but they are going through
A
one
lot
thing
of
or the
stress.
other.
Maybe they couldn't just undo the stress that
Exactly.
comes with the whole wealth and the fame.
Yeah, exactly. And that brings me down to saying not everyone can multitask.
Yes,
Not everyone
You're very
can
correct.
multitask. And I think the society is actually a factor that is actually that affects one's mental health, apart from the biological factor, the financial circumstances,
yes.
your lifestyle choices, even the society. Take for example Jennifer. Let's say, for instance, Jennifer can multitask. I can't expect Ari to multitask as Jennifer can multitask.
That's
So
why we're not the same.
exactly, but the society, the society, with the
expectation.
expectation, the society, the society doesn't understand this thing. They expect that, oh, since Jennifer can
Doing
multitask,
this, then
Ari,
you
you're
should
so
be able to
lazy.
do
Why
it.
can't you
I
multitask
think I
like
said
Jennifer?
something, it's the same thing to her, because you can do this thing. I really wish I could do it, but
Yeah.
because I can't do it, I really wish to do it, but I can't. So don't expect all of us to know how to do this thing. At least if you can do it, I should be able to do something else.
Exactly.
And that's how we
exactly.
can grow
Grow.
and build something up.
Exactly. So
it's
Ari,
not like what the society does.
It's the
like,
pressure. I'm sorry. I think it's the pressure the society
Society
puts
Puts
on.
on people.
Yes.
Then I just want to go a little bit different. Like
Okay.
we have this thing about females.
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh, as a woman, you should be at home. You should be taking care of your kids.
To be able to
You
multitask.
should be able to multitask. Take care of your husband. You should take care of the home front.
Default setting.
Do you understand?
You're very.
So that thing, I saw some. Why I'm saying this is because I saw something about it last week online, where one guy said, "Why is someone working, or maybe the person was working or something?" And then people attacked him, or like, no, And then I was reading the comment and I was like, hey, we're in trouble in this country. When, like, you know that thing of, as a woman, you should be at home. You should be taking care of your kids. You should feed your husband. You should clean the house. You should do this.
So a woman does not have her own life.
Does not have her own life to live. And I'm only thankful to God now that we've woken up. We're trying to break that stereotype and then fix it. In as much as we know we cannot have it 100%, we're just trying to fix it. The little we are having, at least for the younger ones coming at the back, they're going to meet something better than what we met. Like, you know, I told my mom one thing. I said to her, look, you know this root abokoku thing people used to do during your time. You know that time. Like, I've met different women that are doing very well. By the time you see when your husband are maltreating them, you'll be wondering, with this your position, you are taking this thing. So I told her one day, I said, Mommy, see, that root abokoku thing you people did during your time, my generation is not going to have it. Yeah. We know what we want. We're not going to just say, okay, because you did this, I'm going to be, you beat me. I'll now sit down and tell you because of my kids. I'm working for my kids to also enjoy my money. So that mental health, people need to understand that it is very important. Like I tell people, I'm an advocate of mental health. Like I'm that person that even if you're telling me I come and take 10 billion, I'm looking at it that 10 billion is fine. But you see this my head that I'm carrying. I need peace. I need that sanity.
That peace, that rest of mind.
Rest of mind. Yeah. There's so many property deals that I'll just see. And really the introduction the developer gives me, I'm running back. To sell your property, I will give myself high blood pressure. Uncle, hold it. I'll tell him, I'll say, look, that means God does not want me to have it.
Yeah, no, true.
God does not want me to handle it for you. God doesn't want me. So I understand the fact that I need to take care of myself first for me to function. And then there's this thing my mom used to say in Yoruba that you cannot see yourself. It's other people that will see you.
Very,
so when
you're
not when you're not all right inside, it will actually be portrayed outside.
Yes.
But you don't know your mind. You have dressed up. You've worn the best clothes.
Exactly.
But other people are seeing a different thing. That's why most times, even when you're well dressed, people are saying, "Are you okay? Are you fine?
Are you fine?"
You'll be wondering why they're asking you, but it's actually showing in your face.
Yes.
So that's why I tell people that mental health. The thing it is very important, and that's why when she told me to come to the top, to come and join the topic, I was like, mental health, I'm coming.
You know, looking after our physical health is important. Is another thing on its own. You know, now adding the mental whatever
emotional
issues to it,
and all that.
so it can be an extra challenge.
Yes.
And it can lead to depression and suicide. And,
exactly.
I mean,
suicide does not tell anyone I'm coming. Depression doesn't tell
yes,
anyone.
of course.
It's just a little drop.
There's actually
once you've allowed it, then I think once you've allowed it to begin with you, that's where the problem begins.
There is actually something that I noticed most of us, especially in this our generation, have neglected when it comes to mental health. Competition. That's like a major cause out of everything we have mentioned. Sometimes we are in competition with ourselves. We are in competition with the people we see on everyday basis, you know, at work and school, and we gradually just don't realize that we are causing harm to ourselves. I got into this discussion. This is a friend I've known for well over 4 years. He earns good. When you say somebody is earning good, he earns good. Over 300,000 naira a month in this our Nigeria. Doesn't have anybody depending on him. His parents, his family is doing very well. So I would say he doesn't have anything to do. But I got to discover that this guy cannot sleep 3 hours in a day. In the whole of 24 hours. So what are you doing out of your time? You go to work by 8. You don't face traffic.
Against traffic.
He's not even in traffic. He's in Abuja.
Okay.
So there is no traffic, right? Like what we experience in
Lagos.
So you don't face traffic. You're the head of your department at work. You have dedicated people in your unit. So what do you do? How come you don't sleep up to 3 hours a day? And when he went on to explain, he had to make me understand that once his boss tells him, at so day, the Oga, the CEO, the owner of this company is coming to inspect. Once he hears inspect, you just see that he will lose appetite. He begins to think and start seeing the whole day's activities in his dream. Now, this has become a top case of anxiety.
Yeah.
Everything that has gone on during the day, all the calls, all the conversations he has had,
He's processing it.
everything. He's processing it. He wakes
At
up
the
in the
same
morning
time.
drained. Wakes up in the morning, is totally drained. You see someone that is earning so much, no family, but a person is not gaining weight. So this is a clear case of mental disorder. It doesn't have to be someone running on the street or someone.
Yeah.
And I asked questions, and he said a lot of things like, "Oh, he feels he's not good enough." Right, and he feels he's not good enough to handle that position.
Wow.
He feels that he's a failure so he doesn't want to be caught unawares when the boss comes and he wants to see everything in order, but he is not able to realize that putting himself under this pressure will make him less productive.
Exactly.
So now, in this case, now, who are we to blame? Are we to blame him or
Jennifer,
society?
Jennifer mentioned one thing: competition with yourself and competition with others.
He's
Others.
So he's
with
competing
himself.
with
Yes.
himself now,
And that's very
and
dangerous.
which actually leads to a kind of low self-esteem.
Exactly.
Because you feel you're not capable to
You're
do a
yeah.
particular thing.
You feel less of yourself.
Even if people say you're not capable, even if you feel, why not just package yourself in a way that
I
you
actually
look
don't.
capable?
If you guys know, I don't take no for an answer. You cannot tell me I cannot.
That is it.
So the minute you tell me you can't do this thing, I will give you 101
Right,
reasons
Why
to
you
know that I
can,
can actually do it. So
That is it.
One category that he did not cover is competition with people online.
oh
Oh.
yes, you see that's the biggest problem
That's
we face now.
that one. It's a no-go area.
You know, when she
Social
was saying
media
it, I was
influence.
waiting for her to mention when she didn't say it. I said, no,
Social
no,
media
that one is-
influence.
That one, you know that one in particular. That one in particular, I've seen someone tell me, this girl, she has this, she has that. The day I was supposed to ask her that, do you know what she does? Do you know what she does that she had that thing? And the person kept quiet. And I go, okay, so now you want to kill yourself because
So you can
It's-
acquire all
Because
these
of something
things
that
she
does not
has.
concern
Yeah.
you.
that doesn't concern
And these people, the one that scatters my head the most is when you see people, especially when they're in competition with people they feel like in the same age group with them, and they look at their body
Yes.
structure. Now, body structure, they feel like, someone has told me this so many times. It was just a random conversation, and the person asked me, "How old are you?" Me, I'm not at my age. I told him, and he said, "People that have your age, look at how they look. They are big. You look underage. You
Because
look
they are
this,
big
you
in
look
their
that."
family now.
And I'm like, do you know that there are apps people use to trim themselves and make themselves look different?
Yes.
Exactly.
Like give themselves some enhancement on social media, and you have completely no idea of how they genuinely look. But come and see them in real life.
In real life.
You'll be disappointed.
You'll be disappointed. Even your disappointment will be
be
disappointed.
disappointed. There was one I saw. The girl, she went to go and give her friend house. I don't know if you saw it. Someone selling wig,
Yeah.
bought house for somebody else.
Oh,
Immediately I saw the thing, I just said, social media. Will
Like
kill.
our 50,000 naira auntie.
I think social media will kill people because now you look at it and be like, I
Yeah,
need to buy
right,
house for somebody.
someone,
I need to buy. So I said, have you finished? I mean, who buys
Do you know
house
what
for
they
your
do?
friend?
Do you know what they do?
So all these things when they used to call it voice. What was that? No, there's this thing they used to call it.
audio money.
Audio money. And you see somebody shouting, "God, when?"
God, when you know.
Do you know even if she buys someone a house because she's selling hair, do you know how long she has been selling the hair? Because I have a vendor on my phone. She sells very well.
How much is house?
She
In
sells to the extent that she posts a credit alert.
No, the thing is just
How
that she
much
might
does
even
it
have some other side also. It
But
might not
the
be
hair alone, that I'm
because
sure
okay.
of,
Take
she
for
sells
example,
very well.
take for example, as we are here, people that see us with okay, these are OAPs, these are this, these are that,
Yes.
But each and every one of us, we have some other side things we
that's
do.
true.
So it's only what people see that they judge you by. So and that's why what you now capitalize on as
Yeah,
someone at the
exactly.
receiving end. So and if you're not careful, you're going to outrun yourself and you're going to get exhausted.
Yeah.
So that's why the Yoruba says if
Master,
tí o bá mọ omi tẹ́gbẹ́ ẹ̀ ti là, you just keep running.
Just keep running.
You run into your
running.
Masare moto kolu keke. So that's it. So before we go on this before we go on this short music break, I want to tell us that researchers also explain the difference in the availability and quality of one's mental health treatment of certain groups in terms of modifiable factors which can change over time and non-modifiable factors which are permanent. So for the modifiable factors, we've mentioned the socio-economic conditions such as your work, if your work is available in your local area, your accessibility to your workplace, your occupation, your level of social involvement, your education, your housing quality, and other the non-modifiable factors which include your gender, your age, your ethnicity. And the study lists gender as both modifiable and non-modifiable. And according to what Irene said the other time, research has found it that being female increases your risk of mental health disorder status by 3.96 times. And people with weak economic status also scored highest for mental health conditions in this study. Let's briefly go on this music break and we'll be right back. Stay connected to Lagoon Radio as I'll be giving you something strong by the spirituals. Stay connected, don't go anywhere.
This is Lagoon Radio. This is Lagoon Radio.
Oh, you refuse to hear my voice. The louder I will sing. I will sing, I will sing louder. Hide behind walls of Jericho. Your lights will come tumbling. Deny my face. Deny. Oh, my light will shine so brightly it will blind you. Something inside so strong. Something inside. Though you're doing me wrong. You're gonna my pride. Oh no, 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 no. Something inside so strong. Oh, something inside so They say what
This
doesn't
is
kill you
Lagoon
makes you
Radio.
stronger, a warrior, more than a survivor. You can thrive, transform by adversity you face. Every challenge thrown your way, stand strong, you can overcome. They try to beat us down, but we rise above the struggle. Never giving up under pressure, we don't struggle. Instead, we discover gold inside as we realize no matter what, you'll never dull our shine. Deny my place inside this wonder world. Oh, my light will shine so brightly it will blind you.
This is Lagoon Radio.
You're welcome back. The time is 28 minutes to 12 noon, and you're still on Lagoon Radio, broadcasting live to you from Marina, Lagos. Of course, Do well to follow us on all our social media platforms: Facebook at Lagoon Radio Nigeria, Instagram and Twitter at LagoonRadio.Ng, and our YouTube channel on www.youtube.com/LagoonTV. And you're still on the Health Talk Show, where we've been discussing mental health issues. And I still have with me here in the studio Ariola Olumakaiye Ajanaku and Jennifer Jubril and Taiwo Adeola Shabi-Olegbe. I still have them here with me. And while on that break, I picked up something from the song we played, that what doesn't kill you make you stronger. And when people are trying not to hear your voice, and that's when you're supposed to raise your voice louder. I'm like, oh my God, this is so me. If you're trying not to hear my voice, I'm going to scream into your ears so that you can hear it. I am going to allow you just affect me in a negative way. You have to hear it. If you don't hear it, who will? So that's basically the way it is. This topic is a topic which we cannot exhaust today, and I would love us to have to continue next week. For the whole of February, we're going to be talking about mental health issues, because we need to actually, we've actually known, we've been able to talk about the causes, some of the causes of mental health disorders, and I hope we could talk about the prevention, because there's this saying that prevention is better than cure. So we talk about the prevention, how to prevent mental health disorder. I think we're going to trash that next week, and we need to apply all those things to life. Like, I love application.
We also have risk factors.
Risk factors.
Like childhood abuse.
Yes,
environment,
yes, basically.
lifestyle. And
Exactly. Because there are a lot of people, men, women, that go through this thing, and it's really taking lives. It's taking lives more than COVID-19 itself. And take, for example, okay, in 2020, at the start of the pandemic, a lot of people were assumed to test positive for COVID, and at the end of the day, they never tested positive. That alone, it destabilized them, and some were even like, so I'm COVID positive. So it's over for me. I'm going to die. My lungs, my lungs is affected. And at the end of the day, it could be just the normal cold we have and all that. And that actually brings me to a few days ago, I was actually having cold. Personally, I'm allergic. I do have allergies, any the cold weather or dust or smoke or anything. So I actually had allergies, and someone was like, have you gone for test? I'm like, test for what? Have you gone to test for COVID? I beg, please, hold it right there. Before COVID came, we do have cold.
Yes.
We do experience flu and all that. So why would you say it's COVID? And COVID has its own symptoms. So don't just give people unnecessary headache and heartache on top of all these things. So before we bring the show to an end, I would love to ask my, should I say, co-hosts?
Your guest.
You are co-hosting us. We are your guest.
Excuse
So because you don't want to buy drink, Abi, you are your guest.
Excuse me.
You are not co-hosting.
You're not hosting.
Don't abuse me emotionally.
So please don't give her mental issues.
Don't
You better
abuse
stop
me
it. You're supporting
emotionally.
what is not good.
There's no mental health. There's no emotional thing here.
You are supporting what is not good.
Okay. I'm buying you drinks, bills on Ari.
But you're buying the drinks.
Yes, but bills on Ari.
You who said
No,
that?
I want to understand now. Let me know.
Jennifer
where
is actually sitting on defense, and it's so it's dangerous. It's so
You
risky to
fall
sit
down.
on defense.
I'm lightweight. Don't
It
worry.
will shock
Because
you.
if they hit the ball on you, you will fall. All right. Do we have anything we need to say, like, to wrap up the show, Irene, before we call it a wrap?
Well, basically, I'll just say that we should all be conscious of our mental health, and it's very important for you to function properly, for you to function in any area you find yourself in. I mean, with your friends, with your family, you need to be conscious of your mental health. So,
Jennifer.
Oh well, try as much as possible to talk positivity to others, because it goes a long way. Give a word of encouragement to anyone, even if you feel they are not doing so well. Doesn't mean you're not telling them the truth, but in the most polite manner ever.
All right. You Well, I've been saying everything. I don't even know what to say. I'm going to think of something to say. While I'm thinking, I'll be talking.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, be cautious of yourself. Pay close attention to yourself. If you notice anything, any sign of mental health, like I eat too much. I'm going to talk about. I love food, but this is not the kind of eating of mental health. If you notice that you eat too much, you sleep too much, or too little, you should pay attention to yourself. And of course, if you notice that you're usually feeling uneasy around people, you should take note and
Or you
pay
withdraw.
attention. Yes, or take caution. Pay so much attention to yourself and speak positivity into yourself. Try as much as possible. You can only help yourself. No one can help you.
Exactly.
You are your only help. No one can help you.
Yeah. Then I'm going to be dropping some few quotes here. You don't have to control your thoughts. You just have to stop letting them control you.
Yeah.
And once you discover you're going through challenges, emotional or mentally, basically, you need to take your time to heal as long as you want, because no one else knows what you've been through. So how could they know how long it will take you to heal? Even if people are saying, you're supposed to do that. Please just let it slide. Just let it go. Don't allow it to bother you. And one small crack doesn't mean that you're broken. It means that you were put to test and you didn't fall apart. Then, sometimes you climb out of your bed in the morning and you think, I'm not going to make it, but you laugh inside, remembering all the times you felt that way and you still made it. There is hope, even when your brain tells you there isn't. Especially the story Jennifer told us about her friend who felt not capable.
And having low self-esteem already.
So his brain was telling him that he couldn't, but he can.
He's got everything.
He's got everything it takes. And the last one, self-care is how you take your power back. Have time for yourself. You cannot live serving others all the time. You need to look after yourself, like you all said, and I think the house is in support of that. You need to look after yourself and know that what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. So it's a wrap from us to you here on Lagoon Radio and our L Talk Show. Do join us at 11 a.m. and next Tuesday on another, not another edition, because we will still continue this issue of continuation of mental health issue, because we really have a lot to discuss. We want to trash it all out in this month of February. My name is still Olabisi Simidele. Okay, I've not done change of name.
You have done before.
And let me just use this opportunity to thank my ladies in the house, my darling mental health advocate, Amiola Olumakaiye. When it comes to mental health, you see goosebumps all over our body. Our head will start to spark, and you start seeing all these sparks.
Where does she used to get all these origi from?
I don't know. What you said? What?
Say what?
Tell me,
All this what?
Oriki. She said Oriki.
Oriki. That's what you
I said Oriki. No,
It's Oriki.
Oh, Oriki. I'm learning something.
Eulogy.
Idea is needed.
Yeah, thank you, Jennifer. It was really a fulfilled show, a fun-filled show as well. Thank you, Taiwo Adeola Shabiolebe. Don't forget, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. It's a bye from us to you. Have a blessed day.